The Bay Area's only private island is up for sale. The asking price, $25 million. So, what will all that money get you? Max Darrow takes a look.
A tour of Chris Lim's real estate listing requires a trip on the water. The former president of Christie's International, he's had his fair share of unique listings, a firehouse, a church, a parking spot. But a $25 million private island, well.
It's my very first.
Lim has the listing for the only private island in the San Francisco Bay, Red Rock Island. It's the giant rock that sits a stone's throw away from the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge. It's a place most people in the Bay Area know of, but know little to nothing about. Just ask Captain Armando Flores of North Bay Charters and Marine Services, who makes his living taking people out on the water.
Almost every weekend. It's a good spot. A lot of fish in the area here. Good striper fishing, sightseeing. I bring people, to take pictures for weddings. People always ask, who's the owner of this place?
Aside from the birds, Lim says the 5.8-acre island does actually belong to a family and has served as somewhat of a family heirloom for decades.
The island was acquired by my clients many, many years ago through a Tonturn bet. And so it was a gem dealer who had moved to Bangkok and a real estate attorney who had this bet that whoever lived the longest would actually acquire the island.
Nobody actually lives on Red Rock Island, and legend has it nobody has since the 1850s, long before the San Francisco skyline sprouted up. A big selling point, says Lim.
It really is an iconic view.
Over the last 50 years, ideas to develop the island have never come to fruition. At one point in the 80s, there was even talk of building a casino there.
There in the past have been unsolicited offers for purchasing the island, but this is the very first time that it's being offered to the general public.
And he says interest is there.
It's like selling a really rare painting.
He's had agents from Miami and New York fly in to see the special sand and stone for themselves.
And we've actually had 2 offers, and we're working with an active offer right now for the island.
And I take it this probably moves a little slower than a typical transaction.
It's not a typical transaction, but I will tell you, all the buyers who have been interested are all cash.
Now, the feasibility of actually building something on Red Rock Island does remain somewhat of a question, not to mention the red tape that would likely be involved with the process.
It is a little more complex because we're 3 counties, San Francisco, Marin, and Contra Costa.
Lim thinks there is a good chance that whoever buys the island will likely decide to preserve this prized piece of the bay.
And that's really who I'd like to find to be the buyer and the next steward of this incredible private island, Red Rock Island.
And he's glad to be a part of the changing tides of the island's history.
So the island has been on the market since December. That is a niche buyer indeed. $25 million, all cash, ready to go.